the Ashen Heir descent. Lucien Vaillant always believed he was the good one. That belief was the first lie. He was born into silk and gold, the second son of a powerful noble house in a medieval world filled with magic, knights, and quiet cruelty. But inside his mind lived the memories of another life, a modern one of cold factories, blueprints, and the precise science of destruction. He remembered the smell of oil, the hum of machinery, and the perfect mathematics of a bullet in flight. In that past life, he had been a gun crafter. In this one, he was a child, and children were not meant to hold the kind of knowledge he carried. From the moment he could walk, Lucien began preparing. While the other nobles played, he trained. While they studied poetry, he studied the structure of metals, the composition of powders, the mechanics of force and recoil. This world had magic, but magic was arrogant. Magic believed itself to be superior. Lucien knew better, because magic had rules, and anything with rules could be broken. His older brother, Cassian, was loved by everyone. Brilliant, gifted, chosen, and evil. Lucien saw it in the way servants trembled around him, in how accidents seemed to follow those who displeased him, in the way Cassian smiled when someone cried. At first, Lucien told himself he would stop him one day. He would protect people. He would become strong enough to stand against him. That was the second lie. By the time Lucien was 9, he had created his first explosion in secret. Hidden in a cave deep in the woods, he mixed charcoal, sulfur, and ground saltpeter. The blast threw him backward and left his ears ringing for hours. He laughed. It felt like coming home. He tested them on stone, then animals, then bandits. He told himself they deserved it. The only person who ever made him feel human was Elric. Elric was the son of a knight, loyal, loud, kind. He dragged Lucien into training yards, into sparring matches, into laughter he didn't know he still had. Elric didn't care that Lucien was the overlooked second son. He treated him like a brother. For a while, Lucien remembered what it felt like to be just a person, not a weapon. Then Cassian killed him. Lucien found Elric's body on the cold stone floor of a ritual chamber. The air stank of burned mana. Cassian stood nearby, hands stained with magic, face calm. It was necessary, Cassian said. He was useful. Lucien knelt beside his friend. The world didn't slow down. It didn't shatter. Something simply went quiet inside him. Very quiet. He didn't scream. He didn't cry. He only asked one question. Did he suffer? Cassian smiled. Yes. That was the moment Lucien stopped being the good one. Revenge did not come quickly. Lucien understood patience, understood systems, understood how to dismantle something piece by piece. He trained harder, built more weapons, better weapons, deadlier ones, guns that could pierce enchanted armor, bullets designed to shatter mana barriers, mechanisms no blacksmith could replicate. He started small. A corrupt official who supported Cassian was found dead in an alley, a tiny hole in his chest no one could explain. Then a mage who funded Cassian's rituals died on the road, his escort unharmed. Then a noble loyal to Cassian was shot through a window from a distance no archer could match. Rumors began to spread. A ghost, a demon, a curse. Lucien never took credit, but he watched. And he felt something new growing inside him. Not grief, satisfaction. Years passed, and the killings didn't stop. At first, every target had a reason, a connection, a justification. But reasons became easier to invent. This lord might support Cassian someday. The merchant might betray him. This knight might stand in his way. Lucien stopped waiting for proof. He started removing possibilities. He built a network, mercenaries, informants, smugglers, entire groups funded by the secret sale of his weapons. Wars at the borders grew bloodier because of tools only he could make. Thousands began dying, but it meant power. And power meant he could destroy Cassian. That was what he told himself. When Cassian finally made his move for the throne, the kingdom was already weak. Weakened by the wars Lucien had quietly fueled, by the chaos he had carefully nurtured, by the instability he had created so Cassian would have fewer allies. The final confrontation came in the throne room. Cashin stood surrounded by dark magic, a monster shaped by years of forbidden rituals. Lucien stepped forward alone. He fired once. The shot shattered Cashin's barrier. Fired again. Bone cracked. Cashin collapsed, choking, shocked for the first time in his life. Lucien approached slowly. "I won," he said softly. Cashin looked up, blood in his mouth. "You think you're better than me?" Lucien didn't answer at first, because he suddenly realized something. He couldn't remember the last time he had spared someone. He couldn't remember the last time he had felt guilt. The kingdom was bleeding because of him. Entire villages destroyed by weapons he created. Children orphaned by wars he funded. People terrified of a faceless killer they called the Ashen Devil. Cashin began to laugh weakly. "You became worse than me," he whispered. Lucien pulled the trigger one last time. Silence filled the room. He took the throne not long after. No one opposed him. They were too afraid. Under his rule, crime vanished. Rebellions were crushed before they started. Borders were secured with terrifying efficiency. And hidden deep beneath the capital, in secret workshops, Lucien kept building more weapons, stronger ones, faster ones. Because now he saw enemies everywhere. Potential threats, possible betrayals. He no longer protected the kingdom. He controlled it. The people called him a savior, then a tyrant, then something else entirely. At night, when the castle was quiet, Lucien sometimes thought about Elric, about the boy he used to be, about the promise he made to stop one monster, and how, in the end, he had replaced him.